Hey YouTube, it is Money Mindset Coach. My name is Valerie. I talk about frugal things, saving money, spending money, and how to live a good life on less and less money because money isn't everything. So today I am talking about this book, The 15-Minute Organizer. This has got so much good stuff in it. I have probably had this book for 20 years, something like that. But the one that I am going to talk about today is saving time and saving money. Because, what's better than saving both of those? Gives you more time in your day, gives you more money in your pocket. So let's get started. When it comes to saving time, planning a weekly menu, knowing what you're going to eat. When my kids were growing up, they're all in their 30s now, but when they were growing up, I had read an article about where you should kind of have 10 meals that you rotate in and out. That and see, the thing is, when I was growing up, my mother made what she made. If half the family didn't like it, that was too bad. That was what was for dinner. I didn't always like that. And so when I had my own kids, I thought, okay, I want to come up with meals that the majority likes. I had 3 kids. I had a husband who would eat anything. He was very easy to please, so he liked everything, so I didn't have to worry about him. But with the kids, I was going for 2 out of 3. And if I hit something that all 3 of them liked, then that was the greatest thing ever. So I was trying to go with meals that the majority liked. And then every once in a while, you'd get tired of those 10 meals and you'd find another one and you'd throw that in there and take another one out for a while, and you kind of rotate it. So plan your meals, plan your weekly, what you're going to have, and then go to the store with a list that has those things on it that you need, and go from there. But go with a list. Don't buy something that you don't need. The best thing to do is not to go to the store with your partner, your spouse, whatever, or your kids, because you will buy more. You're much better to have your own list and go by yourself, and then you will come out with what you went in there for. And don't be fooled by a lot of the other things that are in the store. And they know how to lay a store out, for sure. If you go do that weekly list, you go to the store once a week. Once a week. Do not go more than once. Don't go in there for a single thing, because you go in for a single thing, you'll find something else. And they know that. That's what the convenience stores are all about. You go in there for a soda, well, you end up getting a snack too. They know how we spend our money. Never shop. This is kind of goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Don't go shopping when you're hungry. I've done this before, and when you go in there, everything looks good. Everything. The last time I went into Sam's and I was hungry, the 2 samples that they did have, because they don't usually have that many, I bought them. It's like, man, that tastes really good. I got to have that. And I know that I bought it because I was hungry. I might not have bought it if I hadn't gone in there hungry, but I was. And that just happened a couple weeks ago. So it happens. This is an interesting one. I hadn't really thought about this. I haven't looked at this book. I've had this book for 20 years, and I swear it's been on my shelf for a long time. Haven't looked at it. So I took it to work with me today just to get reacquainted with it, and it's really interesting because now I'm doing this YouTube thing, so I kind of look at it with different eyes. But there's another one that said, learn to do 2 things at the same time. And I think I said in another video that women, we're good at that. We are good at doing more than one thing at a time. We might even be doing three things at the same time, and then thinking about something else. That's just the way it is. But you can talk on the phone. You can unload the dishwasher. You can clean the refrigerator, cook a meal, bake a cake, mop a floor, clean under the kitchen sink. I don't know. They talk so much about the phone, but when this book was written, there were no cell phones. So you had the receiver that you could kind of hold like this. When I do talk on the phone and I am trying to do something, I put it on speaker. That's what I do now with cell phones. But if I'm talking to somebody, I want to give them my undivided attention. You know, I've talked to my sister before and other people, and they're washing dishes or whatever. That noise can be very loud. And when I know somebody else is actually doing something else, I don't really agree with this one. But you can learn to do more than one thing at a time. That's easy to do. I just don't think that it should be on the phone and doing something else. Convenience foods are worth their extra cost when time is short. Frozen pastry shells, you know, you can make a quiche really quickly if you had to. One frugal channel that I watch, they usually have a DiGiorno or Freschetta pizza in their freezer. I'd have a hard time with that because I'd take it out and make it. It wouldn't stay there. I'd end up taking it out, even though I do make homemade pizza all the time. If that was in there, I think I'd want to do it. But they said that they actually have that in there for the night that comes up when they are just tired, they need to eat something, and they throw that in the oven, and it saves them from going to the store, number one, or going out to a restaurant, which really is expensive. So, you know, that's something, you know, your convenience foods, I think they're all great, but you know, they should be maybe on a limited basis. You know, don't depend too much on them. Saving money. Oh my gosh, this is so true. When you go into the grocery store, the highest price stuff is going to be at eye level. They know that if you're not looking up here or down on your knees and you're just looking, the easiest product that you're going to see is the one that is eye level, the most expensive one. The best thing you can do is when you're looking for something, and actually I was in the grocery store the other night, and we were looking for coffee. The lowest price coffee was down on the bottom shelf, and it was cheaper than the other ones, and it had more in it. It was a bigger can of coffee, but it was on the bottom shelf, so it was less. So it pays to look down there. If I'm looking for a specific thing, I look at all the prices. If I'm looking for spaghetti sauce, I look at all the brands, I look at all the prices, and I see which one's the better deal, you know? So that's what I do, and it is so true about where they put things in the store. Avoid impulse buying. That goes back to saving. You know, if it's not on your list, don't buy it. Don't buy it. Having a list is important. That's number one. Because if you don't have a list, you get to the store, you're going to forget something that would have been on a list if you would have had one, that you're going to forget. And then there's going to be things you're going to buy that wouldn't have been on that list if you had made one. So the list is paramount. And I love lists. I love lists. My note app in my phone, I have list after list after list in there. I have them all over the place, and I really, really love them. When things are on sale, consider buying in larger quantities. I did this earlier this year. You know, ice cream, because it's summertime, ice cream can be really expensive. And we went into the store and we found half-gallon ice cream for, I think the lowest price we had found was $2.77, which is crazy for a half-gallon ice cream. Now it's $3 something, but all the rest of the brands are $5 and something, and I refuse to pay more than $3 and something. It's got to be under $4 for me to buy the half gallon of ice cream. I haven't bought ice cream bars. My boyfriend will buy them. He will buy the ice cream sandwiches, the Magnum, the Dove, all those. I let him buy them. And they're at his house, and I enjoy those when I'm there. But in my house, I have the half gallon of ice cream that I have to scoop out and put into a bowl. And that is going to be the cheapest ice cream, is not the ice cream bar. How many bars do you get? 6. And they want $5 or $7 for that. That's ridiculous. I am not going to spend, I like ice cream too much to spend that kind of money and have it be gone that fast. I won't do it. This is interesting. I have not done this, but I make pizza. I make homemade pizza. I use grated cheese. Now, I tend to buy the big size of grated cheese because I do use it so much. I buy it already grated. But in this book, she says buy cheese in bricks, slice or grate it at home, and save the cost. I don't know. I suppose I could try doing that. I've never liked cheese graters. I thought they, you could end up really screwing up your fingers or something. I don't know. Graters just are not my friend. But I understand what she's saying here. It's like when you go into the produce department and you can buy the really nice carton of cut up cantaloupe or watermelon or whatever, but you're going to pay a lot of money for that because you're paying for the fact that they cut it up. If you buy it and then cut it up yourself, you can get a whole watermelon for less than probably what this little thing of cut up watermelon is. Yeah, it takes time to cut it up, but I don't really mind. But you're paying for that extra that was done, for sure. Okay, compare prices. That's kind of a no-brainer. You have to look, the chicken breasts that have ribs as opposed to the ones that don't have any bones. You're going to pay a higher price for the ones who have no bones. It's just a fact of life. That goes back to the whole thing of the cut up watermelon. You're paying for somebody to have taken the bones out of there. So, turn your unused bread crusts or not quite fresh bread and crackers into crumbs by using your blender. Use your crumbs for stuffings, casseroles, meatloaf, hamburgers, that kind of thing. That's a great way to use it up. Absolutely. This is something, I read this and I didn't know this, but citrus fruit yields more juice when stored at room temperature. I guess that kind of makes sense. That at room temperature, of course, it's going to be juicier. But I hadn't really thought about it. So that was kind of neat. But anyway, these are just a few of the saving time, saving money tips that I happen to come across in this book that I've had for 20 years. Some of this is kind of outdated. You can read it and say, oh, well, that's the way it used to be, but it's not like that anymore. So anyway, like what I say every time, use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. Please like and subscribe, share, comment. I would love that. And thank you to everybody who has subscribed. And I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate every comment, every like. This is so much fun for me. I've only been doing this for a few months, but I really, really am enjoying it. And I look forward to my next video and seeing you again. So until then, bye.